Ooh, many boxes of things. Hey, everybody, Adam Savage here in my cave with another shop infrastructure one-day build. I feel sneeze coming on. Hold on. Nope, I'm good. Shop infrastructure one-day build. What you see laid out before me on this table are a whole bunch of objects, hundreds and hundreds of them. These are my complete shop collection of gauge blocks and gauge pins. Last summer, during the lockdown, I spent a lot of time in this shop doing what machinists would refer to as chasing zeros. And that is teaching myself how to be a more precise machinist and sensitizing my system effectively to finer and finer increments so that I could lathe something not just to 1,000th, but to a fraction of 1,000th, to a few microns sometimes. And in the chasing of zeros, within the metrology of machining, that is the measurement of things, I love talking about how much I love my dial calipers. These are my Brown and Sharp dial calipers. And I've gone back to dial calipers after years with digital calipers. I sense and understand measurements better on the dial than I do on a digital readout. However, these are not the ultimate measuring instrument. They get you in the ballpark. But let's say you've drilled a hole and its tolerance is really important. You want to fit a 250 thousandths pin in there, right? And you want the hole to be 251 thousandths of an inch in diameter. That is not the kind of thing that this machine is going to give you. No, there are gauges for that, but your best bet for properly determining the exact size of a hole in this system, within 25 microns, is this. So what these are is a set of pins that are everything from 11 thousandths of an inch in diameter all the way up to 3/4 of an inch, 750 thousandths of an inch in diameter, in increments of 1,000th of an inch. Yeah, there's a lot of pieces in here. And this is a really, really important way in which a machinist makes sure that things fit, that they align, that holes are properly spaced. And at the end of the year in 2020, I decided to invest in a full set of gauge pens. When I had done my Mitutoyo outside micrometers box, Mitutoyo America reached out to me and they asked if there was anything of theirs that I wanted. And pretty much everything they make is like so perfect and expensive and beautiful that it is like, I don't deserve any of that. It's like, not that I don't deserve, but like a lot of the stuff they make is concerned with increments smaller than I'm even going to get near in my lifetime as a machinist. That's kind of the way I feel. But I said to them, if you had a nice set of well-made gauge blocks, I would be delighted to be their steward. And they sent me a grade 0 magnificent set of Sarah blocks. These are ceramic gauge blocks. And so this is a slightly different system than the gauge pins. With the gauge blocks, they come in a bunch of increments. And the increments that they're in is not comprehensive. Like, it's not like by the 1,000th. However, using these blocks, you can assemble pretty much any measurement you want within 1,000th. And so this is a great way when you work these gauge blocks together to make yourself reference lengths. Okay, so there are a couple of, okay, I'm just going to describe two different ways of measuring something. One is a direct measurement using a device like this, and the other is a reference measurement, where if I want to make sure something is 3/4 of an inch, I measure it with these, and then I take something that I know is exactly 3/4 of an inch, and I measure that, and it tells me how accurate my micrometer is. Wait, is that focused? Because there's nothing worse when it's not in focus. My gosh. Let's try that. There we go. And the gauge pins can work the same way. They can be a reference surface as well. Why am I talking about all of this? I'm talking about all this because what you're looking at here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bins. Actually, it's 7. I have one more set of steel gauge blocks that are a lower grade than these, but nonetheless, part of the system. So can you tell where this is going? Yeah. I need a shelf. I need a rack. I need some way to access these. And more than that, I need a way to access them that isn't like, right now they're all stacked on top of each other, and that doesn't work. That doesn't work for me. So the question is, how do I arrange these so that they're useful to me? And the answer is, with some plywood and some shelf dividers, I'm going to make some shelves that hold these. I do not know where that shelf is going to live here in the cave yet. Yeah, I'm kind of curious about that myself. I really don't know. I am thinking of some ways of reorganizing the cave. And the machine shop area may get a bit of a reorg. It's true. But for right now, I am just going to build a rack that holds these, and I'll worry about where that rack lives later. I'm currently worried about it, but I'll deal with the actual worry as a problem to solve in the future. Future me will take care of that problem. These gauges are made of steel. They can rust. Every gauge block set has some oiled paper in it that keeps the humidity down and keeps the rust low. And I actually sprayed these with the protectant on the occasion. Yeah, this is a really, really useful. The moment I bought these, I started using them. I was like, I'm not sure I'm going to have a use. Within days, I've been using these ever since. So they have been a really important part of shop infrastructure, which is why they now need a better distribution structure. That's my overly wrought phrase for a rack. All right, let's get started. Wow, 7 minutes of talking before I even got started. Sorry about that. Okay, so the first step is, these are in order, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One of the very first things to do is to actually implement a repair on this one, because one of the hinges are both broken on this. And given that that box isn't going to change, I'm going to just fix those hinges right now. Let me just take care of that. Excellent. All right. Let's just double check that as well. Great. So we're going to swap these back in. Let's go there like that. Let's go there like that. Let's come here like this. Yep. These. Good. Okay, so actually, don't fall. One. Okay, there's those, and then there's these. So, I was planning on adding in my outside micrometer gauge box that goes from 1 to 12 inches. However, when I opened it back up, I learned something. Yeah, I learned something unpleasant, which is that whatever oil I had used on these was, whoa, the wrong oil. Yeah, these should turn like with barely any effort, and they don't. So I need to clean like 8 of these. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to clean them, and we'll make it a time lapse with some music. Yeah, it's not what I expected to do today, but honestly, I find this kind of work so relaxing. Yeah, it's great. Okay. Alexa, play. Let's see if she does Okay, I now am making this a much more comprehensive rolling shelf of useful stuff. So its base is actually going to be my my metrology 0 to 12 inch gauges, and because it may end up like things are going to change around here. Things are going to change around here. When things shift and move, I'm still going to want shelves full of visible machine tools that are first order retrievable. And so that means that I'm likely to build a table that is maybe about this high, but that I'll want to stack on top of it. And because it's going to be take a lot of load, a lot of weight, its very base is going to be this 1-inch hardware store plywood that I've got. And then it's all going to be 1/2-inch Baltic birch ply, including 1/2-inch shelves. No, normally I don't like wasting Baltic birch ply on shelving, but for all of, like everything here is heavy. These are, they don't look like much, but their combined total mass is large. So I'm giving them the best leg up. Let's, I'm going to cut some stuff to size, and we're just going to kind of get a wide shot of the beginning of this instruction process. (21) 22, and then the depth. Yeah, that's fine. I can put a hand in there. Okay, so the outer distance is going to be 21 and a half. That's wide. Frack. I keep thinking I have a plan, and then I keep changing the plan in my head, and now I'm not sure if I have a plan. All right, that's not so bad. Okay, so let's see here. Five eighths on each side. So if it is and 5/8 times 2 is 1 1/4 inches, right? Yeah. So (19 7/8), 20 1/8, 21 1/8, 21 1/8, 22 1/8, 22 1/8. Great. All right, so yeah, I have been using a rare tool here, a dado blade, to dado out these shelf notches. And I am sure that some of you are looking at this and going, why does Adam have such a jank and like messed up dado set? And the answer is because I've never really gotten around to the utility of a dado set until recently. So I would love your recommendation for a good dado set. In the comments, please let me know, not just your favorite, but like realize that I am a professional amateur. I want a set that's easy to set up, easy to read, easy to like adjust, etc. I don't necessarily need to pay for the best one. I just want one that is versatile and will last a while and will give me some precise cuts and be easy to set up. So yeah, let me know your thoughts about that in the comments. That would be really helpful. Thank you. Because it's true, my dado set is jank. Now, for those of you playing the tested one day build drinking game at home, the question is, what key dimension of this shelving unit have I gotten wrong? Because, like, I got something really wrong down there when I made that. I think I got something wrong with that when I made that. Messed up something on that when I made that. Yeah. I hope that you're not taking a drink in a second, but you might be. You might be. Yeah, you want to hear a funny story about the guy who had a like super awesome workbench and never used it to do woodworking assembly? I'm always using my table saw for assembly because I just love the flat surface, but I've got this magnificent woodworking bench and clearly I've been afraid to use it. I am no longer afraid to use it. We're going to use it today. Yeah, let's give you a nice vantage point on this. Let's give you some power. Power. Yeah. Maybe comme ça. Okay, so let's see here. it's quite beat up. That's to be expected. All right. First and foremost, let's see here. Oh, right, these guys. Yeah. One of the things I love about sort of hot designing furniture, and that's kind of what I think of this as what I'm doing. I'm making furniture, but I'm designing it really quickly on the fly without a super detailed plan. And I like having a plan, but I also like the exercise of not having a plan. I find that invigorating, to be fair. Okay, so I don't run like that. Yeah. Right. Oh, yeah. Yes. You, my friend. All right. Now there's the top shelf I'm going to put in. top shelf. Actually, I think I can. You're my letter to the past. All right. Okay, so for the back, I'm going to utilize some old Luan that I have because it is cheap and will do the stiffening that I require. So now it's time to fill it, and I'm really happy. So let's get some pieces going. That's going to be weird to pull out. I'm going to have to, I'll put a big handle right there. Okay, number 5 goes down there. Where's number 5? I have number 5. Okay, here's number 4. Alexa, play Carly Rae Jepsen. Yeah, there we are. It's a nice solid unit, and it houses my gauge blocks, sign bars, a whole bunch of indicators, angle plates. It is a yeah, it's a very good holder. This is like, I think this is easily 150 pounds worth of crap. It's heavy. It's hard to push around, which is, I'm glad it's on wheels. And now instead of having to, look, every time I needed a gauge block, I had to pull the whole stack out in pieces to get to one of them. Now I can get to each one of them just fine. I may end up adding some stops in the back so things can't go too far back. But again, this is not a light thing that people are going to be pushing around. This is going to live just like this. Depth indicator. I'm not even sure I've looked into that one in a long time. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, there we go. Sure enough, it's a depth indicator. Yeah, you know, after a while, when you've been collecting tools for decades, you end up with tools you don't even have any memory. Wow, nice. You end up with tools you have no memory of where they came from. Really don't know where that came from. It's plausibly a garage sale or with a bunch of other stuff. But yeah, it's nice to be back in Baltic birch ply. The supplier I use, which supplies it to me in 24 by 48 inch sheets, just got a bunch more back in stock. So I got like 20 sheets in here now. It's really nice. I can start thinking about furniture. Yeah. Thank you guys for joining me for this one day build. I will see you next time. But wait. I just want to remind you, if you're watching this video and you watched me suffer through my crappy dado setup, and you know of a nice, solid, usable, versatile, tough, easy to use, did I already say that? Dado set, let me know in the comments because I'm on the hunt. I'm in the market for one. You know exactly the type of woodworker that I am. That's the set that I want. I don't need a Master Woodworker series. That's not me. All right. Thank you guys for joining me for this one day build, and I will see you next time. One of the things I love about this channel is that we don't make how-to videos so much as we make what happened videos. And what almost always happens are mistakes and screw-ups. In fact, they're completely integral to making and honestly to being a person. And to celebrate this, Tested has a new batch of demerit badges for the screw-ups you will encounter in the shop. From left to right, we have touching your paint job, assembling things backwards, losing a tiny screw or part, gluing your fingers together, and smashing your thumb. And frankly, if you haven't done both of these, even if you're not a maker, I just don't feel like you've experienced enough of the world. I'm not saying get out a hammer and smash your thumb, but I will tell you that the blacker your fingernail after the injury, the less it's gonna hurt in the long run. I almost forgot, these make excellent additions to your shop apron, and they are available at tested-store.com.